Luna is down here.
Hey everyone, I'm Surreal Canine. Let me send out my links.
Oh, we're doing co-op today again?
Thought we were, yeah.
Oh, I guess, yeah, we can do that. I didn't even put that in the title, but whatever. Alright. We can do more co-op, that's fine. We're gonna get way ahead of where I'm at in the solo play, but... whatever. I'll catch up in no time. Alright, well, we're gonna get into the game here. There's a kitty back there. You can see two of them, they're eating. Sweetie and Rusty. Sweetie's actually the one... Actually, Lucky is the one who's completely fine. He's, like, not even sick. So, Sylvie had it pretty bad, but now she's doing better. An awful time to get sick. Alright, let's get this going. Did I post the links?
I did for you.
Wow. That was timing.
Ninja! You got Shadow Manned.
What?
You got Shadow Manned.
Okay.
Because he's a ninja.
Okay, let me open the thing so you can get you in. Here we go. Alright.
Alrighty.
Co-op chaos.
Connect! It knocks the Xbox kind of connect. Hi. I can't hear it. I can't hear it.
There's nothing going on it. Like, what do you mean?
Oh, okay. I thought there was title screen music for some reason. Okay, I can hear it.
There was, yeah, but it stops, so...
Okay.
Okay, I just gotta remember that one's mine. Whoa, whoa. A little bit of lag going on right away.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
We've been here. Oh, right.
Right here is where we left off.
Fruit Forest
Forest
by Red Blue Gray.
That is a lot of tokens in here.
Hey, look, Woodman tiles. Is this spikes? It's probably spikes.
To guess it is, yes. It's fruit.
Exactly what it says on the tin.
Does the fruit do anything?
Man, we're killing it too fast.
What in the world are you?
Yeah, no, it's a mosquito holding a gotcha capsule. Oof! It keeps happening. Alright,
Okay, yep. We have to use an ability on this. That's kind of silly. What?
We go back.
And then go down, I guess? Yeah. Okay. That was hard to tell which way to go.
I mean, it seems pretty obvious to me.
I mean, it also was over... The previous screens had a bunch of pits, though, so that's also... Oh. The heck? What?
What?
Pause. I don't know why it went like in the pause. grapes, I guess.
Hmm. Sweet.
Hiya! Now they're attacking.
You know what this music reminds me of? It reminds me of the Game & Watch galleries. Magnet beam time, I guess?
It's gonna be hard to time this. What?
Why did I fall through it?
I have to use magnet beam to get that. Okay, sweetie, what are you doing going after cords all of a sudden?
Bad kitty.
Sweetie.
They do throw stuff. Oh, jeez.
Whoa. Ah! Well, that's awful positioning there. Sweetie, leave the cord alone, damn it. My PlayStation, the cord of this controller is already kind of like getting bad. I don't need you. Oh, great. Well, that's going to be a pain. Kind of far back for a checkpoint here. Really? You have the checkpoint after the mini boss, usually. Ow. Hopefully we weren't supposed to fall down.
We have all the tokens. Formal!
Whoa, that was weird.
Sweet. We didn't even have to fight a boss. As a whole, this is an inoffensive level. It has a decent enemy set that, barring Fujin, feels thematically appropriate. Even then, Fujin gets some good use, including the odd challenge I genuinely enjoyed. On the other hand, Uranus rollers make a good gimmick throughout, and the level has some fun challenges near the end, including a climax that very much feels like a climax even without a boss fight. That's not to say there are no issues. In fact, outside of a few moments, most of the design is completely unmemorable, even the good parts. When it stands out, it's not always for the best reason. For a specific example, that water spike drop can be a bit awkward to maneuver, especially given how far back the checkpoint is. Beside that, the core issue is the aesthetics. The near pitch black forest isn't the most interesting background and creates a garish contrast when you reach the skyline. There's also background tiles being used as foreground, and a random ladder in the middle of the stage that doesn't quite work. Other than that, the stage it's unmemorable. I've seen better, but I've also seen worse. It's got unique elements at least, which made it more entertaining than most unmemorable experiences. Honestly, I really wish Citrus Man had been an actual boss here rather than just an NPC. Certainly would have breathed more life into the stage, that's for sure. There isn't much to this level when you get down to it. The general idea is certainly there when it comes to the platforming challenges, but they end up being incredibly easy throughout almost the entire stage. The only part that I actually found to be somewhat challenging was near the end, where you need to drop off a rotating platform while maneuvering into a gap around some spikes. It would have really helped this stage to have a steadier difficulty curve with segments like that, along with a few more gimmicks to complement the rotating platforms. A larger enemy variety would have also helped, since there's only about 3. Only one of which was actually fruit-based, and while I won't dock the level for something that silly, I don't think it would hurt to have more thematically appropriate enemies. Like I said, the general idea is there as far as theming and platforming goes, but it needs a lot more in order to stand out. Corny Rockman 7 stage entry text? Nah, don't feel like it. It's a fairly standard and a bit of a bare-bones level. Some of the reskins of the enemies are cute, made to look like fruits to fit with the namesake. The PU oil reskin as banana peels is pretty funny and genius. Oh, it's oil.
Oh, yeah.
The stage PU is powered up. The stage looks very bland, and the layout is bland. Lots of empty space in the rooms offering very little variety in the way of challenges, only having the sinking platforms as its gimmick. Not bad use of it, but it's simply not innovative. I suppose this all does serve the stage as a nice break in a marathon playthrough. No boss at the end is a bit disappointing. There's clearly a boss designed here, but ended up as merely an NPC instead. Kinda a waste. Could have easily reskinned an existing dev kit boss. In a contest full of levels that test the limits of my patience and gaming ability, it's refreshing to encounter an easy level. And one that's easy by design, not because the challenges fall flat. The simple graphics, effervescent music, and leisurely challenge progression help drive home the relaxed, casual feel. Wow, 75? Level length, layout, and architecture are all very sensible. New challenges are introduced gently and require the player to demonstrate an understanding of how they function before being allowed to proceed. Checkpoints aren't too far off from where they're needed most. Challenge design is clear and meaningful, keeping the focus on testing what the player has learned. A few screens here and there allow the player to dispatch enemies, particularly primarily Fujin, who belongs in a fruit forest because before they become a threat. One screen next to the second token room allows an enemy to dispatch you before you're prepared to fight. One more fruity enemy type would have rounded out the roster nicely, and then taken some of the burden off the ubiquitous grapes. I think they're grapes. The mana peels are brilliant. Strategically placing a few more would have done more wonders for the level. I have to dedicate a paragraph to the water screen. Dear water screen, it's unclear that your bottomless pit is not a screen transition. Water physics are a new element to the level. Players shouldn't be expected to immediately pull off a difficult, albeit satisfying spike fall, especially without a recent checkpoint to fall back on. And why is water never used again? Water screen, you are an odd hiccup in the breathing pattern of this level. I'm sad that we don't get this fight Citrus Man. He looks awesome. Still, the excellent final stretch really ramps up the complexity and makes for a satisfying conclusion. This showed promise of being a charming level, but in the end felt very unfinished. It feels like an alpha version of the level that has been submitted, with almost placeholder graphics, strange transitions, and awkward object placement. There's nothing hugely egregious with the level, but feels several revisions away from being complete. The complete lack of background detail, very abrupt ending, and strange checkpoint placement makes it clear that you intended for the level to continue past the end that we were faced with. The two major flaws design-wise were one screen with water, which was both sudden, difficult, and resulted in an instant death on failure, and the failure to place a checkpoint after a mini-boss, which loses its appeal on repeat fights. There are also minor issues, such as the fruit fly being on top of the player after leaving the diamond token room, a random ladder in the level being broken, both of which would have been noticed with some testing. I think the difficulty went as far as it could with the limited assets, and I liked the challenges the tokens provided. The two new enemies were interesting and cute. Finally, I wish we'd seen more of the banana. Oh, there's a sentence I never thought I'd say. Yeah.
Oh no! A joke about this. Right before we started streaming.
But is he a kung fu shark?
I think so, probably, yeah.
Boomerangs don't
Shark
sound very
and-
kung fu-y to me.
Who? What is this up here? What?
Aha! Potential student for Bunny Shrine Dojo! Kamigoro-sensei is waiting.
For me, I'm not really sure about that. Not
Nonsense!
like
Look at you, destructible body, crushable soul, you're perfect. Best our training shrine and earn yourself the energy element belt. Besides, I'm sure it'll go better than, well, Sensei's first attempts at training below. I saw several pop-up ads for this place and I felt I'd fit in. But nobody told me it was in a sewer. Throwing out a zapper in here is just asking for trouble. Battle Network virus. Hey Oswald, grab my lucky foot for my case. The new disciple needs it. Calm down, Cottontail. I'm sure this bout will peter out. I'm so sick of waiting already. I gotta catch a water ship. Down here, you bigwig. 4 times 4 is 16, 12 times 9 is 108. What are you looking at? I'm trying to become even more rabbit-like. When I'm done these practice questions, I'll be multiplying like you wouldn't believe. Go! I'll wager my 24 carats on the new guy. Yeah, don't bet on it, Doc. Sensei don't choose their championships lightly. Shush, Bright Eyes. I think he can hear us. There's a crane up here. It says nothing, apparently. Ouch! Aura suggests you enter the tournament, Bastion-san.
I don't know who you are. What?
Perhaps my students can learn from you. Focus. Know your element. Enter this teleporter. The warrant awaits. Face your destiny!
Okay.
2 elements, 4 tokens. I kind of dig the level music. Have we heard this somewhere before?
I don't know.
Oh, okay, he despawned.
This is supposed to be bunny training, but it's just... Are we the ones trading the bunnies here?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely an interesting level here, so...
Oh, hi, Eddie.
Yeah.
You got it. Wait.
It looks like there's more than one way we can go.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, is this just like you fall down, you...
Yeah, I think so.
Ow.
Oop.
I was gonna say Bastion doesn't need any bunny training.
He does if he
Training
wants
buddies.
to keep up with Stella.
Ah! Oh, that was the way. Ow. Now I really need that. What the heck? Wrong type of energy, thanks.
Yeah! You missed the token.
Just showing off. That's what I get for playing while I'm sick. No, no, oh, no, oh. Oh, that was close. Come on, Eddie! Thank you. Ow! You guys do. Ah! Knowing to predict in there. Lagged at me. Ah! Wow, that comes up pretty quick. Okay, if you die there, it lags me out for a little bit, and that doesn't help. Does it lag if I die too, are you?
I can't tell the death lag apart from the parsec lag.
Ooh. Ow. Ugh. Annoying.
Oops.
That is really hard to dodge. We're missing a bunch of tokens, it looks like. Jeez.
Costume!
I
have no idea.
There are two energy elements.
Huh.
What? Kirby with a knife? What?
What?
Where's the other path? No, we're in the world to find the other path. And...
Go go wee! Nope.
Well, it's not down there.
It would be after the second token, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Second token is in here, so... We just gotta find where the path splits somehow.
Mm-hmm. What?
I found it. What? What? Oh no, he's after you now. Oh, okay then.
Okay.
Then,
Where's
where was
the token? What if we like climb up the ladders where those two guys are falling, or something?
You can't get in there though, but we could try.
Okay.
It seems kind of hard for people to find, but I just noticed the dude standing there. I was like, let me see if there's a hidden door.
What E-tank? Huh.
It's rare, but bunnies are out. Ah! Ow. Ah, I hate these.
Nothing? Alright.
No, the ladders are just there for... Get these guys out. Well, I'm gonna die.
And like this is the last token. So what?
I don't know.
Alright, well, time to retry the stage, I guess.
Is it on the bottom here, maybe, somehow?
Maybe.
It doesn't look like it. I don't know where else it could be. I have no idea what this other token is.
Let's try the secret path again. No?
I don't know where it could possibly be. Ow. Hold on. No.
Man.
Where the heck could it even be? Like, there's no signs of it anywhere. Unless it's just, like, not, like... I don't know where else it could be, unless it's a head and it's just, like... Oh, hi.
What?
Well, okay. There it is. Oh... Oh, okay, that...
Meme!
Ah. That sure is a hidden place, I guess. Ow. Extra life for the Yahoo.
Nice. We could totally buy some stuff at the shop.
So many bunnies. We could. There's the boss. Oh, we can get back over here pretty easily. Okay.
I heard that something called storm surges caused quite the ruckus in sewers. Does that mean lots of people like me come here? I shall finally find my perfect match! Centaur Man. I'll bet the tournament staff will be pleased to hear the excellent idea I have to improve this place even further. Importing specialized anti-gravity water from Greece would surely add spice to the battlegrounds.
What?
Susie Love by Moody Moon.
Okay. That's a lot of stuff.
Hey, how you going? I'm Susie. Heck, we are all Susie. Susie Woozy. Feel free to talk to us. Heard there's a contest going on? Sounds neat. I hope I look good enough.
Ah! Talk going through me down the pit.
And that was a lag death. Wait, what's to the left?
Nothing.
You sure?
Yeah, I already went to the left
Okay.
at the beginning.
You're like a hive mind, I think. We always think the same thing, move in the same direction. Except for those four. Fighting a lot. Fighting what you ask, you know, same as you if you think about it. We got a snake problem.
It was a good thing the Susies in the game can't do that.
No! I probably should have just done that. More snack.
That is a terrible placement for that thing. Stop that.
Bye. That looks like a magnet beam hole.
Sure does. At least it's...
Huh. Oh, that's disappointing. Alright, I need to find some socks.
Why even have either of those if they lead to nothing?
So the
Seriously?
developer can laugh at you when you die.
What was the point of that? That they're...
Is there anything to the left? Yep. Doggo! Thanks for scaring this guy off. He was making a real scene. I would be fine enough if he would never come here, but now things are a little better because he did show up. Don't you find that kind of neat? I do.
Hold on. Let's see. Nope.
Eh? Are we supposed to ride that guy? What? Well, there was a Susie.
Well, it doesn't help if the Susie doesn't actually show up.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it was either that or miss it. Oh my god, it is
Really?
all the way back. These checkpoints are... Oh, wow.
Wah!
Frustrating level, jeez. And I can't rush jet my way through there anymore because I used all of the energy up, so...
It's hit to ride on mine. Or that. Oop!
Well,
Okay then.
this stage is not already just, like, why? Oh, thanks. I mean, I need weapon energy is what I need.
Isn't there some weapon energy to the right?
No.
Oh, well there was.
There's nothing there. For some reason. I don't know why there's nothing. There sure is nothing.
Yeah! Keeps happening.
This level needs a skip 8. It really does. This is pretty bad.
Wow, we both made it across.
Like, come on. It's not even working correctly. There's no way to get it across. And then it's designed so if you're using Rush Jet, you get stuff in the way. Like, that's just... That's not good, man.
Oop,
Oh.
Bye.
Well, I'm dead because the lag... Apparently, if you die while I'm on Rush Jet, the lag pushes me off. I really do not like this stage.
Oh! Oop, bye. Hi. Oh, what?
But,
Well.
What now, game? Level? No, please. This is awful! Luna, stop! No! Do not start! No! 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 No, puppy! Do not be a pest right now. I do not have any weapon energy to be able to get through that area.
Okay.
So that's... We might have to just completely restart the whole level. Ugh, just awful.
Time to die.
Yeah, I am not replaying this level just to get that stupid thing. Not a chance. I mean, I have to replay it when I do it on my own, which is gonna suck, but whatever.
You got it! Hey, I had a joke. Why does the Susie cross the road over and over and over again? That's what it was programmed to do, right? I hope it helps.
There's one more. What? Wait. Okay. I guess
This was an optional path.
I guess so.
Okay. Something got cut off.
Please tell me that... Yeah, nope. We are not going to redo this entire frickin' level just for one element. One thing, not a chance. I do not like this level one bit. I am not redoing it like that.
Just got some clunky moments.
Quite a few clunky moments.
Hi, this is kind of weird, I know. I haven't been very well. I'm sure it is a manageable issue, so you don't have to worry about me. I appreciate you bothering to come here, though, even though you probably just wanted the token up there. That's fine. If you ask me, did you stay in the same room as the token on purpose so that I would see you and come talk to you? I would probably look silly if I said no. I don't want to bring you down in the middle of the contest, though. I'm fine. Thanks for sticking around.
Okay. It's funny how that opening room is the worst of the whole level, where it's just like needlessly long for no reason. Your dad doesn't like us, okay. That's nice, I guess. Oy.
His pet snakes, that's what they are, because he's a snake. Get it? No.
Okay.
Ouch.
Still, the ice sure doesn't help me dodge.
The music is the Kraken battle from Earthbound.
That is a terrible spot for that boss like there.
I think this is what Susies are weak to.
Ow. Ow.
Woohoo!
I mean, I could appreciate if there was like in a bigger arena to do a lot of that alter the Susie boss or it jumps around like that, but man.
Okay, let me see if I got the plot straight. We just met a friendly Susie hive mind who actively encourages us to talk to them throughout the level about various mundane things. Your dad is a giant Susie who doesn't like you for some reason and has a bunch of unruly pet snakes. Considering the level's called Susie Love, my first instinct is that we have an overprotective dad on our hands, especially considering his hive mind of kids seem particularly eager for conversation, maybe. I'm gonna be frank, I have no idea what's actually going on here. I didn't expect to be saying any of these sentences, and I am very confused. As for the actual level, I like the concept of friendly Susies. About time to start paying their dues. They don't really do a lot. Their interest level peaks with the first token. After that, it's pretty much just ride the Susie until you need to jump off. If you miss, well, better hope you have jet or magnet energy, maybe the occasional bike. It's an alright idea, but it needs far more variety, and also to be a bit less awkwardly punishing. As for the rest of the level's denizens, they're just there. I barely remember any of the encounters that didn't relate to the weird plot, which isn't helped by the largely non-existent and slightly broken visuals. Overall, this is a very bizarre nothing level. I have many questions, none of which I'm sure have straight answers. In all seriousness, this level is just odd, to the point where I'm a little unsure of what to make of it. The whole idea of using Susies as platforms is an interesting idea at first glance, but there's only so much you can do with what's essentially a small, fast platform that can only move from side to side, since the up and down bearing would likely crush you more often than not. That said, they still probably could have worked with a few supporting gimmicks. The dust blocks in particular had the potential to make things more interesting, but they're only used once in the whole stage. Since the main gimmick is so bare bones on its own, most of the level essentially amounts to a series of basic platforming segments with some precision jumps and falls if you're going for the tokens. Feels like the core concept is there, but wasn't fleshed out fully, which is always a bit disheartening to see. There's not even much more to the stage beyond that, aside from the strange aesthetic choices, such as water tiles being used as solid ground, and some glaring functionality issues to go with them. There's a spot near the last token where you can get above the ceiling of the next segment, along with phasing what should be through solid tiles in the process, which is very easy to stumble across even by accident. There's also the Susie NPCs. His positions get offset when you talk to them from the opposite direction. Then again, that's not the most confusing thing about them. I usually don't account for flavor text and lore in reviews, so this is more an idle observation than anything, but most of the Susie's dialogue was straight up bizarre. It's also a little unnerving in some aspects, such as that hive mind comment, to the point where I was wondering if the stage is going to take a dark turn later on. Of course, there's no big twist or anything like that. This is just a rather strange but ultimately basic level. Ride on the air of love! An odd premise of building a level where you're given the ability to ride on the Susies. The way the level uses this, it's somewhat awkward. With how fast the Susies move and how you're stuck with a one-tile platform throughout the ride, it doesn't really allow for a whole lot of complexity and variety. As a result, the challenge progression throughout the level feels bumpy and unnatural, when each time a Susie-type maneuvering is demanded, it's one quick fall of spiky doom if you ain't careful. Trying to slide through a one-tile gap on one of these things is tense. I'm glad it's only really required to do on one occasion. The rest of the level is just random Susie NPCs, I guess, which I don't really have a comment about. Doesn't really add to the design of the level, just strange. The graphics aren't much to write home about. Non-coherent theming of tile sets that seems to change every room with bare minimum amount of background decoration. The music is definitely love-struck, but not exactly fitting for an action-filled platforming blue bomber game. I don't even know where to start with this one. Maybe I had fun. I laughed a few times, enjoyed the creativity of a couple of screens, and got swept up in the surreal experience of mistaking this 8-bit rendition of They Might Be Giants' Sapphire Bowls of Pure Love for a cover of Owl City's Dental Care. I wants a rock band to wind a piece of floss around. This level confuses me on every level. Scatterbrain, that's the word. There's almost a unified theme, almost a coherent narrative, almost a sense of flow to the gameplay, but something always gets in the way. The end of the level is a good example. The last NPC tells a joke that doesn't offer any closure to the story, and to me doesn't make any sense. Susies have been friendly the whole time, but now we inexplicably need to fight one. The boss music is in a different style that doesn't fit with They Might Be Owl City. Anything that isn't a Snaky or a Susie never sticks around long enough to feel like a meaningful part of the level. NPCs break the fourth wall in a way that makes you wonder if it's the dialogue writer, not the characters trying to communicate with me. Each area feels like it was constructed in isolation and then attached to the rest of the level wherever it would fit. I like the mini-boss fights. Any token challenge with Susie platforms, which should really be indestructible, is actually pretty decent. By my standards, Stipe are used correctly. Thinking of Dr. Wily created these Susies, I got a good chuckle out of Our Dad Doesn't Like You. In retrospect, maybe that was referring to the boss. I was going to prolong this review by thinking of another song reference to Shoehorn, The Kind with Teeth, but it's old and it's totally over now. I think the level is best exemplified by an introduction of the main gimmick to the level, the titular Susies. It is barely functional, somewhat confusing, feeling just plain wrong with a smidge of random instant death out of nowhere. The Susies seem to get stuck on invisible blocks, warp around the room, and can inexplicably crush the player. In certain rooms, they can permanently despawn, leaving the player stranded and forcing suicide. Further hampering things is the unfinished nature of the graphics and tile work. This means that conveyance is non-existent, including moments where the player has multiple paths but does not know where to go. Due to the background being back at all times, there is no difference between the pit and the path you were meant to travel down. There are virtually no enemies in the stage other than the 2 mid-bosses, which are simply time wasters, and the room layouts with these enemies is poorly thought out, making avoiding damage very difficult. Outside these 2 encounters, there is no challenge to the level. The boss certainly exists and is 100% expected. Kinda wish the Daddy Susie at least had a sprite at it. Think of it, give Papa a mustache! If this review sounds negative, well, I didn't dislike playing this. I did like the idea you had of going with the gimmick of the stage, it was just poorly executed. It does have charm in its own way. It's one of the few stages of this contest to manage to maintain its charm in spite of a large number of NPCs, mostly down to some not cringeworthy writing. But charm doesn't carry too far when the stage it's a part of is merely just below average.
What would have made a funnier Susie Dad probably is if you made like an edit to the Yellow Devil, but made him easier so he doesn't like as nuts as he usually is. And it looks like just a big, like the big red Susie thing that breaks apart into little like blind Dad Susies. Yeah, that would be much better than just that. It's him. Yep. Okay. We got a level of the boss left, and then we could buy stuff.
Glass Factory by Game Trooper.
Leak penalty, huh? Uh-oh.
Have you played through the stage yet? If so, you may do a short quiz for a special reward. What is the first gimmick introduced in the stage? Crystal Dropper, Ice Fizz... It's Chill Man blocks, obviously! What?!
But they're right here!
They're right here!
And that is the first... But that's literally the first thing, for technically.
What enemy does not show up in this stage? Crystal Joe, Curlinger, Met K1000.
Okay.
Why are we doing this first?
I guess we can do this here this time.
Okay, well, there's Curlinger.
Game sure loves giving out extra lives when they're tiger heads, I guess. Ow. Ah!
Hey there, Eddie.
What do you got for us, Eddie?
Weapons. Ah! Okay, there's Crystal Joe. Hi, Eddie. Break dash. Whoa, nice work finding this place. I guess I shouldn't have expected anything less from you. I'll take the load off. And relax a bit. Nah, you look like you're busy. You're the kind of person who won't give up no matter what is thrown at you. I can respect that. Before we go, did you find the other route yet? I'd start from the beginning if I were you. I lost the Robot Master competition. The pain of defeat. I can't even feel my legs anymore. Oh yeah, never mind. This is Decalberg from Sticker Star. Aha, nothing like an E-Tank and good in hand once a good... Wait a second, where's the music coming from anyway?
Okay. What was that with the music?
I have no idea.
Squiddly-doo.
Squiddly-dee, squiddly-doo, everyone sing a squiddly song. Nyappa for water. Sweet. Huh? Wait, where's progress? Oh.
Thanks, Eddie. Energy helps. Players does not work on that section there. Wow. That's kind of a bad place to have the Crystal Joe. At least for 2 players. I see how you do it on single player, but this is going to be a little,
That was my fault.
Yeah, that's definitely not a moment meant for 2 players.
Ooh, plushie. Whoops. Run from the Crystal Joe.
Lots of squids. Oh.
Okay, the crystal was
What?
still... There was the crystal was still there.
That sure was weird. 10, what?
Thank you for playing my level. This was made possible thanks to all these great folks. See sketch, programming assistant. Okay, yeah, these guys.
I get the feeling the 10 is part of the quiz there.
Probably. Greetings, Bastion. I am NLN10, but you may know me as a magnificent glass man.
Wait, that can't... What? I don't remember what?
What? Are you comparing me to that brute? How dare you? I have more class than that fake. Once I defeat you, the world will know of my magnificence. Now die!
Oh.
What? He's not weak to break dash? Or maybe he is. No.
He's just a bomb man recolor, so it's weak to Buster, it looks like. We get...
Fireman!
Fireman!
Plushy fire!
Justice. Time for quiz, I guess.
Alright, ice physics. Yeah. Met K1000. Stage crew has been part of a previous Make a Good... probably true?
Yeah, you know how many people submit levels to these? How are you? I mean, okay, guy. I mean, it's kind of hard to be remembered amongst all this stuff, but at least people know now. Yay, 2 players! Oh, Crashman edit. Okay, he was behaving a little bit more like the Bomb Man in a way. Either way, it was still pretty easy. Okay, let's not 2-player fall on the ice blocks now. Let's see here.
For all the marbles, it's 10. Congratulations, Bastion. You solved my little game just like I wanted you to. You must be wondering what I want with you by now. You see, we have unfinished business, you and I. You managed to slip away with my energy element last time, but I'll not make the same mistake twice. If you want any chance of leaving, you will meet me at these coordinates. I'll be waiting for you. Eagerly. Hee hee. Ha 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 ha. Blah ha ha. Do not be late.
Okay then. More level.
Orion observation deck for the brave few who dare to push the boundaries of the world to uncover its secrets. Greetings, returning client. Welcome back to the Dynamo Company Volcanic Furnace. We're currently undergoing a period of transition for improving our facility. With the help of our 5 new board members, thank you again for choosing Dynamo Co.
Okay, this is certainly a change.
This must be where he makes all the glass.
Yeah, I mean, you need heat to make glass, so I guess... Whoa!
Hi, Shinryu, by the way.
Ah, yep, hey! Oh my gosh.
I hope you appreciate my gift of narration. Oh, that's not a real...
You missed my solo thing last time when I went... I did not use the skip gate for the Hunter Tower, and I started going insane with just... Oh no. Oh man, that level. At least I was glad to see, reading the reviews, I was not the only one thinking Mr. Bowen's Wild Ride. Jeez. Yeah, I have to really
Wait, can't you freeze that? Well, freezing it probably won't help.
It's a little hard with the thing in this, maybe, but you probably could, yeah. Of course, I gotta be stubborn with trying to buster most of the stuff, but... I mean, if I really want to, I just do this. Oh, not that. Not that, that was cat-induced. Thank you, Cat. She does not want me to do... I gave up only on the... Yeah, only bustering there, and she is like, no, you cannot have that. Bye, kitty. There we go. There, you happy now?
Cats.
Not only just the rip thing, but just how long it takes. It's like I could have beaten Mega Man 1 almost twice, or Mega Man 2 almost twice by the time I got to that stage.
Longer than the War of 1812.
Uh-oh.
Yay! What a Fuji!
Wahoo!
It's come to our attention that the last reminder confused some of our staff, so here are the rooms as follows. You have just left Welding Center Alpha. If you need to get to the Magma Refinery, go down and to the right. Welding Center Beta will be down and to the left. It's still under repairs at this time. Do not enter. We also wish to congratulate the Guts Lift gang for a recent promotion to Supply Transportation Specialists.
it just. I mean, I still laugh kind of at Hunter Tower because to me it's like when somebody heard you could only submit like, hey, you can submit one. Here's a limit to submission, and they took it personally. So.
Footholder.
Oh.
Wait, what?
They.
Can you believe them? I was fired for no reason. Nobody cares about footholders anymore. All anyone talks about is how much we are a nuisance to others.
News.
Nuisance.
Nuisance. Yeah, it's like the Chrono Trigger things, maybe. I don't know.
Don't people know how hard it is for us to find work for us anymore? How will they break this news to my wife and kids? Curse you, Gutslift Gang! You ruined my life. They ruin our lives too.
What? Oh, okay. That was.
We already had that token too. So what? Going down, I guess.
Yep.
Flarble blarble.
It was hard to tell that wasn't a pit. I would say to try to readjust to thinking of things like that is like not being pits, but then that's bad for like actual Mega Man gameplay. Are these just going to be another?
What? How'd you find me? No one should know this place exists. Okay, look, just don't tell anyone I am on break, and you can have one of my drinks, alright?
Yeah, the leaked tokens, I like that. I haven't really seen that before in here, though. Aga!
Flarf. Eh. Oop.
Uh-oh.
Oh, so this is a ladder?
Yep.
FNAF!
I would not be surprised if there. What? It's not. Oh, thank you, lag. No. I was gonna say I wouldn't be surprised if there is one of those levels in here.
It's a funny sounding exclamation. Let me just read the acronym literally. Ow.
I mean, honestly, with the whole like YouTuber streamer bait thing, I'm honestly surprised we haven't had a jump scare Mega Man level yet. Maybe there is one. It's always annoying relying on RNG for these little platform type stuff. Oh, thank you. A little bit of, just a little bit there.
Who needs RNG?
Hey. Whoa!
I do, apparently. Going down.
Boss time.
It's boss guy, Mr. Time. Finally! After all this time you made it, and now I can exact my revenge!
Hey, Fireman, let's with the new look.
Figures you mistake me for my predecessor. I'm Scorchman, and soon I'll be the strongest bot around!
You know, it's kind of funny, we just got a Fireman plushie in this level.
Get him!
Whoa!
What? Also, boss theme is, I think, for Mega Man and Bass.
Okay, that is something interesting to try to get used to. I wonder if you could slide under him when he's doing that weird thing.
Air running!
In a while.
Yeah,
You know,
shush.
I saw somebody forgot to delete some of the lights. Nope, you can't slide under them. Okay.
Yay!
I saw it. You just stand right where he comes down, and then the fire is nothing.
Yeah.
What we got? We got Square Machine.
Forgotten discarded member of Cossacks Creations. This plushie is just as cold and calculating as the real Box Cartel member. Reviews. By Game Trooper.
A leak penalty, huh?
On the subject of Glass Factory itself, it's not a whole lot to say. It grabs a decent selection of assets and applies them in ways that are functionally fair, even if they aren't amazing. A few of the chill block rooms stood out as being interesting, such as the Crystal Joe Tower and the drop into the Sunset Room. However, as much as Shield Attacker tries, he isn't interesting by himself. For that matter, the vast majority of the level felt boring beyond the aforementioned setups. Some interesting concepts aside, this feels like a standard ice level without much to it, so it's just sort of there. Also, the classy Glassman is a complete pushover. Bulky Glassman is far superior. What's more important is Volcanic Furnace. I get the feeling you didn't read the rule about keeping yourself anonymous when making that quiz, because between the quiz relying on knowledge of who made the level and the reappearance of a MaGMML 2 entry, it's impossible to not know who made this. At any rate, Volcanic Furnace seems improved from MaGMML 2. The Guts lists still have issue with desyncing, but the tileset is significantly better looking, and the level is a lot more focused. It also has a more interesting boss fight than Glassman, and just more interesting setups than Glass Factory in general. I ultimately enjoyed the revamp, although I wish you had tried to do it more discreetly. That may very well have led to a worse placement than the last contest, so it was a bit of a shame. To quote Pyro from the previous contest, "Gee, I wonder who made this level, I can't tell." Putting aside the obvious for now, there's not a whole lot to say about the main stage itself. Enemies and gimmicks are introduced well enough, but nothing meaningful is ever done with them afterwards. Their placements are very basic and offer little to no challenge, which makes nearly every screen feel like an afterthought. There are two exceptions to this. The vertical room with Crystal Joes on both sides is one of them. And there's the ice block room with a Crystal Joe to the left, plus a shield attacker floating above. Both these parts actually forced me to pay attention to what was happening on screen, as opposed to just mindlessly going through enemies and occasionally stopping for a crystal generator. It makes me wish the rest of the level was just as engaging. This especially applies to the boss, who I'd honestly rank close to Toadman for how stunningly easy he is. Of course, this is all just in relation to the main level. As far as the secondary path goes, I don't think I really need to go into detail on why including it was a bad idea. I think it would have been better move to repurpose the concepts found here and use them for the main level, since the enemies and gimmicks tend to complement each other a bit more. It's not that much more difficult than the main stage, but it's certainly more engaging. Aside from that final stretch of the Flame Geysers and Gutslets, I say it's a decent improvement over its previous version. With all that being said, however, I can't exactly ignore the fact that it's a rehash of the MaGMML 2 stage. It doesn't make up for the main stage as a whole, nor does the other end boss. He's not quite as bad as not MaGMML 1 Glassman, but his fight is still incredibly easy for how simplistic his pattern is. Overall, I think the time and effort that went into sprucing up Volcanic Furnace 2.0 could have been better spent on the main stage. Instead of a man, it's a factory! I need water. And bio.
Alright, well, while he does that, I'll do that too.
Dice on the chair.
Break. I'll give you a kitty cam, but the kitty is moved over to where she does not belong, which is the router. But I'll be right back too. Husky? Maybe I can give a husky cam. She'll probably get up though. Because she's a husky. She's as bad as cats. There she is.
This stage completely baffles me, lets me speechless and absolutely confused. The stage name, the stage theme, and pointing toward an expectation that this might be a tribute to Glassman and Magma 1, but it's really not. It's more like a parody, a spoof, but I'm not laughing here. At points it feels like it's trying to insult the original entry, which I hope was... He's getting a drink too, isn't he? Feebles! Yo!
Filling your water up. Don't worry. I'm good here in the. I'll get the water.
Okay, alright. Hi, are you here? Nope. Lucky buddy.
Here, fine. Here's water for puppies. Here's puppy water. Huh? Puppy water? Is that what you wanted? You left the husky cam. Come here.
Husky cam.
Come back over, please.
Puppies.
The husky cam is vacated, so have Kitty on router.
Oh, boy.
Alright, I'm back.
Hi. Alright, I read this page. Scroll down, please.
Man. What's up?
I read this page already.
Ready?
Which I hope was not the intention. That side tangent aside, the stage uses completely default gimmick and enemy assets, which, quite frankly, very basic architecture and generic enemy setups. For example, screen long winding hallways, shield attackers, and Joe's setups that only pose the pad out playtime. I suppose the chill blocks are used somewhat alright here. Definitely good enemy choices that cause the player to be careful about using your jumps while on the blocks. Kinda rubs you in the wrong way that this is trying to piggyback on the success of the aforementioned entry. The level isn't all that remarkable otherwise, so I suppose the oddity does make it stand out a little. It has this weird trivia section, then it leads to yet another reference to a past MaGMML entry? What? This time is Volcanic Furnace from MaGMML 2, a very odd choice as a reference. Here, the portion of the stage kind of suffers the same issue as the entry there, namely the unforgiving Gutsless sections with the abundance of knock-you-off enemy types. Otherwise, it's a fire theme level through and through. This level, well, levels plural, leaves me with a profound sense of disappointment. It's the disappointment of a MaGMML 1 Glassman reference that lives somewhere between misfired parody and cheap appropriation. It is the disappointment of revisiting MaGMML 2's Volcanic Furnace, presented here as an unrelated secondary level that's longer and more derivative than the primary one. Nostalgia and remakes are fine, but only if they celebrate the old with something meaningfully new. I'm not convinced that's the case here. What's old feels old. A shoehorn visit to Nightman's bar, a deep thought style quiz, challenge setups lifted from Blizzard Man, shield attackers being shield attackers, etc. New enemies and text boxes aren't enough to forgive Volcanic Furnace's virtually unchanged architecture and gimmick structure, which might have worked if the factory were, say, closed down for winter with everything ice over. Although they try to mix things up, the bosses need work. Glassman is neither a worthy opponent nor a comedic pushover. Scorchman sets up an obviously MaGMML 2 tier boss joke, but delivers the wrong punchline, and his sprite has a glaring chunk of white that should be transparent. This is characteristic of the level as a whole, really. The humor never quite lands with me, and there's a lack of attention to detail. For example, dialogue that needs more proofreading. Boss doors that don't lock, unbalanced music volume, easily cheesed challenges, breakable blocks that look icy instead of glassy. On the upside, some elements are executed well. Quiz questions are totally appropriate, though the first question doesn't account for going left first. Volcanic Furnace looks better than ever. Dice block stuff are pretty good. Or he's getting breakdash block makes me happy. If this level weren't tethered so tightly to the past, and if it committed to a single premise, I think I might enjoy it. What the, hi? Game Trooper? Right? Well. I may have overlooked the whole blatant spoiler of who this is and one for the rather cute question leading to the second stage it asks the player. And therefore, also the judges if they had submitted before, that just kind of beats me across the head with your identity. Also, we don't get the names of the submitters, so that was a fun 50-50 brute force death. Look, a stage is sort of attempts to remake another stage. 2, in fact. I don't know how exactly you broke the tokens, but you did, rendering so much of the extra side rooms and challenges in the second stage all very pointless. You didn't do yourself any favors by comparing yourself to the other, much better Glassman. I won't say it doesn't end up a new, unique experience, just saying it didn't help. The Squid-On mini-bosses never really offer anything new. Even Whisk's new layouts so quickly wore out its welcome. But the biggest offender here was Crystal Joe. He was very consistently amounted to wasting the player's time, especially when paired with other shielded enemies and gimmicks. In the first half of the stage, shield attackers also fell into this trap, but they managed to somewhat redeem themselves by the second half by becoming obstacles rather than time sinks. The Chillman blocks are used reasonably fine, nothing really noteworthy, and some screens look awfully familiar. I will note that the shoot to make a stairway room was rather annoying when you need to utilize the accessibility buster options. Doesn't really impact the score, just something to note. End up having to rely on weapon swapping to get through here. Then there's the second half. Honestly, outside the novelty of recognizing a middle-tier MaGMML 2 stage, the new Volcanic Furnace is just overall so much worse than the stage is based off. Either errs on the side of too easy or it just does something worse. There's not a lot to say here without repeating my previous review of Volcanic Furnace, so just reference the original review and remove the reference to the Bombman enemies. Did not appreciate the Fireman totem that you have to stand on. With the very major chance of just getting knocked into the pit. Fun. Let's end off on the 2 new bosses. Your Glassman sucks. He just sucks. Sorry to be this harsh, but if you're going to use Crashman as a base, which is perfectly fine, several bosses have done so in both this game and MaGMML 2, and come up with reasonable Robot Master fights. This is so pathetically easy that it almost defeats the point. The Fireman, Scorchman, Bernie guy, dude, man, whatever. On the second path, he's better. He looks goofy as sin with edited sprite and walking on thin air, which I'm assuming is the reference to something I'm not familiar with. He put up a reasonable fight, if not for a rather obvious safe spot. With some more tweaking to the AI, this could have been a decent finisher.
Boss time.
Nice Mark.
Who is the boss of the sewers?
1000, 1001, 1002. Damn it, you're making me lose count.
Sorry, my bad. Are you the tier boss I'm supposed to...
I don't have the guts for that. No one interrupts a member of the great Paulung Tang.
The who and the what now?
The greatest crime syndicate ever known. And me, you're me, the best of the best. Muscle juggler, the strongest crime bot ever. And you're just interrupting me practice. And I'll never get into the record books. I just want to juggle. Now I get too cool for a normal costume busting through my door, and I did nothing.
Excuse me. Apparently Bastion is still just moving right now. I just noticed that as well. I'm sorry if this is a bad time. I don't mind coming back later. I didn't need that T rank that badly. Wow, he actually acknowledged I have a custom costume, huh?
Too late! You'll regret ever crossing the Paulung Tang. Come here, I'll stitch you good, outsider.
Oh! Whoa! Oh, that's different. Okay, I gotta watch out for that.
Bravo!
Losing focus. Woohoo!
Ooh, that's 3 ranks down. That's not Bastion. Wonder how the doctors are doing. You should go back to the hotel and rest for a bit. Later at the hotel. I take it that things have been going well then?
Who are you and what are you doing in my son's bedroom?
Yeah, things have been going smoothly, which always gives me a bad feeling. Everyone seems so genuinely excited for his tournament and taking it so seriously.
I wonder, you know what? I wonder if the mistaken like faces and text thing. Oh, I bet I know what causes our crash with the custom costume. It's probably the same thing that causes this. Because it's referencing the wrong player.
I also forgot it's just another one of Wily's traps. I know, it's been awesome! You've been great out there, Bastion buddy! A bunch of the entrants are already giving up because they're no match for the gauntlets. So soon we'll have a good idea who the real competition is. I'm glad that you're into it, I guess. Has Dr. Wily found anything out about that upstart yet? Not yet, but he seems confident in there being a breakthrough soon. Well, he's confident about most of everything, so I'm not sure how reassuring that is. I do suppose we'll have to trust him on this, though. I see. I guess I'll be on my way, then.
Backwards out of the room.
That's on Dr. Wily, or I guess Ernest.
Mega Man does not want to let go of the kitty, I guess. Okay.
I
can move myself, Mega Man, thank you.
Speaking of, I should get back to that now. I still have 12 tiers to get a rank from. It must be fierce if some of the contestants have already given up. Makes you wonder about those who are still standing. They really put one on you! Hey! Oof! No, at least this place wasn't totally flat and barren. This is a hotel lobby. This isn't a safe place to be driving around. You could run into a human or a wall or a potted plant or... Yeah, you were.
Or a cat.
And you're a pro like me, you gotta look for a challenge in everything. Hey, I've seen you around. You're a tourney contestant, right? Man, I was really hoping for, I don't know, more sleek competition. You look like you need to rely on a clunky bike to get around anywhere. Hey, this isn't a joke. There's children here. I won't be nice if you hurt one. Fine. Sorry. I just wish this place was a little more exciting. It's all too easy. Your guard's down. Ah! Hi, Hunter Woman. And, who's the other robot master? Forge Woman, another tournament contestant. She's currently my target. But hasn't followed me for a couple days now. Her senses are fine-tuned, but she's a formidable opponent. Well, you never know when a safety harness may snap or a ladder will topple over. Construction's no joke. Being superhuman's practically a job requirement. And someone still loses a finger every day. Construction work, huh? I have brothers in that field. I've always had a lot of respect for you guys. I don't know how you rebuild the city so fast each time. To me, you guys are the real heroes.
They're employed by the same company that rebuilds Angel Grove after every episode of Power Rangers.
Please, please, it's nothing, really. A job's a job. Just happens to be a bit of a noble one. Everyone needs a bed, a roof, and petrol in the tank. It's never easy, but what can you do but keep on doing? I also lead the unit for my fellow worker robots! So cool. Odd. Nothing. Seems I'm out of time. I shall make my leave. Both of you stay in shape so I may tear you apart later. Mark at that. And I was just about to ask her out for some drinks. Really? You weren't intimidated either? It's weird, right? I just don't sense that she's a bad person. When you do what I do, you have to learn to catch the bad ones. She's a good egg. Not like that pompous nose clarting around the loader floors. That's not just me. Everyone keeps saying I'm naive. You're definitely a soft guy, alright, but being hard's got its drawbacks, too. Stay the way you are. Don't fall behind that presto chuck, you hear? Tower a bit!
Yay! I wonder if that fixes the weird... Probably not.
Oh, you heard the arena's open?
I guess it's just going to be broken completely here. We already... Quake Woman! It's... Wait.
Yeah, we
already
talked
to you
to her.
guys. Well, it's working now. Who the heck are you? FSA
He's
tech is
Super
getting
Joe.
these days. FSA? You know, the federal states. How long has it been? I'm sorry, I haven't heard of that. Huh, you must be from somewhere else then. What's your name, guy? I'm Bastion. I'm here to compete in the tournament. Tournament, huh? I don't know about a tournament. Just here because Brad dragged me along. He said it'd be good for me to chill a little working. Oh, I know who he is now. Yeah, he's the guy you rescued from Bionic Commando. Speaking of which, if you do see him, don't ask about me. Not unless you want to spend an hour listening to his story. Noted. Thanks. Joe. Thanks, Joe.
This is Bastion. How are you doing? The name's Nathan.
Hi, Nathan. You here to watch the tournament?
As a fellow bionic arm user, it's only the right choice.
Fellow Bionic Arm user? What are you talking about?
Oh, yeah, long time. I used it to single-handedly take down the bads back in '89.
That is a long time. Wow.
Want to hear that story?
Yeah, that... no.
I'll tell you about the person I met when I was young.
And
You
you
did that all-
alone? That's incredible.
Well, I couldn't have done it without the arm.
I had something like that once, but it only went upwards. Really? Seems kind of useless. I guess if you had other weapons, it wouldn't be... Oh, wait, that's you. It was fine.
I'm just pulling your leg. Good luck, Bastion.
"24 cups.
Oh no, he's had more than 17!
It's you. Oh, hey, stay out of my way, okay? Go spend time in the plaza. Or maybe there's some kind of hole in a small, insignificant flea like you can crawl into. Look, I don't care how you spend your time. Go sit in the fountain up there for all I care. Jeez.
Notice you battle a few tier bosses, I know. There are a lot of them out there, aren't there? Definitely more than the festival. Do you have any particular favorites? My one was the... I shouldn't spoil it, should I? All in due time. I'll talk to you about it later. To the plaza, I guess. There's a shop here, right? Sports movies. Chasing chickens and punching meat makes you a good boxer, then what random activity would help me? Asked Dr. Cossack to train me, and he showed me the perfect way to prepare for the gauntlets. Traditional dance! Wow, he really is frozen. Give him a tap to see if he responds. There he goes!
Okay, then.
Who are you? Oh, right.
Anything new over here yet? Oh,
Sweet. Another customer, huh? Welcome, welcome. Wait, it's you, Bastion! Wasn't expecting to see you all the way in these parts.
Eddie, what are you doing in a nook of the hotel like this?
Well, you see, it's kind of a long story. You, of course, remember all those completely legal wares I sold to you during those 2 festivals, right? Well, I wanted to continue down that path, so to speak. But a certain someone found out what I was doing and barred me from being an official vendor for this tournament. Poor old Eddie can never catch a break, eh? Heckled, cut in half, shot by lasers, frozen in ice. It's alright now, because I got just the thing to get back at that idiot Mr. Will.
And that would be?
A certain special thing to undermine the very simulations the tournament roots itself in. Cheats! These little programs hack into the code of those simulations and may just tip the scales in your favor. Well, there's actually a slight problem. The simulation's encryption is too good, so they don't quite work if you haven't 100% completed the simulation you're trying to use them in. Like that matters. No matter what, you get to show off some incredible ultimate power. How's that sound? Crazy cheat programs, all yours for the low, low price of dependent on the cheat. Take a look. Wacky cheat moonwalking.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, that's just silly.
We don't need any cheats. Is he just good at endlessly bouncing around? Do you want to keep sticking with Mega Man, or you want to switch to Mr.
I want to switch to Rowan. Who else is there right now?
Who is that?
It's Pachuli Knowledge from Toho.
And of course, all those that we can't use.
It's kind of a goofy looking dragon. Ice! Alright, we're good. On the tier 4. Oh, right, the casino.
Oh, it's the same thing, yes. Yeah. Just had to watch him. So what should we get? We have 73.
We're gonna save up 100 for the key?
I can't see what I'm selecting here. We're stuck. There it goes.
It was mine.
Oh. Why are you controlling it when I talk to it? That's weird.
Yeah, this is what I want.
You want to save all the way up for the key instead of any other stuff. Okay.
It's not like we've really needed these yet.
I guess, yeah. Bastion adventuring with a dragon, of course.
Typical. The door's locked. Is it to keep you out or to keep something from being unleashed on the simulations? Between you and me, I'm on a secret mission to take this establishment down. I'm in the information collecting phase right now, getting dirt, hearing whispers of high places. Once I make my move, you best get out of here. Might get violent. An all-out casino royale.
The wrong kind of bond.
I heard a lot about this establishment, and after making a trip here, I must say, I think if this place was under my management, it would be a far superior place. Like, please, would it have killed them to add some gold flourishes here or there? Speen.
Like Sailor Moon face there.
Just be careful in here. They saw me trying to shake the machines, and now security's constantly watching me. What's the big deal anyways? I just got a little mad at the games at all. Do I deserve to stink eye for this?
is that the dragon's like ears and horns, or is it like an Artie light? Oh no, it says hair and horns. Okay, kind of looks like an Artie Lightfoot helmet for sometimes there.
Ah, it's you, ain't it? The one who ruined my street back in the sewer. Oh yeah, you're lucky I'm taking a break right now, and I pound you into the carpet. Either repay me with a rematch, or come to my next show. Got it?
Solitaire.
Cards.
We already know how solitaire works. Anybody else new around here? Doesn't seem like it. Nope.
We don't have scare
I didn't buy that. What the heck? Well, that's a fitting plushie to get from here. I didn't buy it.
It's the Quiz Master.
Uh-oh.
10-question quiz.
Are we gonna get stuck?
Yeah. Let's go.
Okay.
Which of these locations is tier 11? I have no idea. Food court? Okay.
Oh, we're not stuck anymore. It seems like something we need to come back for.
Can't we just check on the pamphlet?
It's not unlocked yet. We have to unlock the other tiers.
Maybe watch out. Today I've been kicking.
Apparently not, because we just got kicked out of the screen.
Whoops. Whoops!
Hey. Oh. Oh, that's the one that doesn't work, yeah.
Alright, so let's take a look at... yeah. Tier 11 is the library.
I wonder if that's how we get another card or something. Yay!
Which of these was the boss of the Robot Master Arena? Huh. Who's the guy in the scrapyard is always telling cool stories? Not counting the boss, how many levels are in tier 6?
It's definitely seems like something we need to come back for.
We can find that out too, can't we? Well, no, not that. No, we can't. Not without actually looking through it.
Tier 3 now, I guess.
Tier 4.
4. Yep, tier 4.
The jailhouse. Oh boy.
Those are actual real criminals.
Out of Bastion, welcome to my old jailhouse, which just so happens to be another gauntlet. This is where we throw all the troublemakers and petty criminals, make sure the term is safe for everyone. But don't mind if any of the jail varmints cause any commotion.
Seems perfectly safe.
What's to the right? I am one of the mighty hunter twins. We find criminals and crush them as our livelihoods. And we bring them here to this jailhouse, where justice is served. Well, actually, most people in here could just commit petty crimes, so it's not a big deal. But, you know, I like to feel important.
Nothing.
You know, it would be real nice, actually, if I ported over like a Rao Cow custom costume.
Yeah.
From A2XT. Alrighty.
Flashman.
It's Brightman.
Right, man. So another attempt at remixing a level, huh?
Yep. Aggie Gaga.
Yeah, that me too. Lag.
Video game, please.
Oh, there's some really bad levels in this tier too. Oh no. I guess this is the closest to Bastion and Shade adventuring together you're going on. Oh no! Wrong button.
Whoops.
Got dragon breath and little little aura spheres everywhere.
Except your aura spheres don't really look like aura spheres. Can you change the lemon graphics? I mean, you have to be able to, right?
You can.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's called vacuum waves, the small ones, and they do kind of look a little like that. That's why I didn't change them.
Okay.
Plus, they can make the aura spheres look like anything. Kind of different Lucarios have had different ones from the mangas and stuff. So that's why Bastion has.
Bastion is using the power of default.
No, if you look at well, that bounced back faster. If you look at the full charge shot, it's a different sprite. It's hard to tell because it flashes through the frames so fast, but... Besides, a lot of the vacuum wave stuff is hard to, like, replicate, too, because it's kind of like an air slashing animation sort of thing, which is not easy to replicate. Well, that was annoying. No, no! Some of these sure are hard to go up. Oh no!
Well, that was bad timing. You outran my Death Spark! So Rowan Mithril really hates Brightman, it turns out, because he's got a very particular attack timing that is dependent on his HP.
Yeah, Brightman is a little annoying. There's some bosses that can be kind of hard to like no-hit too, like Toadman is easy, but he's hard to no-hit.
Brightman is the hardest in his game.
Am I just supposed to leave this on, or what? Okay, thank you. That was it showed up a little late there, but whatever. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, is that where I need to go?
I don't know.
Good thing. Yeah. There are still lights on, excuse me.
No, this has to be progress.
Maybe they're both progress?
This looks like this is obviously a challenge path of some kind.
A lot of the time freeze bosses tend to be annoying to try to no hit.
Yeah. What? I tried to pause and switch the thing.
That is some tight timing. That's got to be where the token is, I would assume.
Yeah.
At least you can kind of unintentionally, intentionally checkpoint there.
Oh! Can you? Oh wait, you have to wait for the grasshopper, I think. Oh boy. Hoo! You made it. Huh?
What?
What?
Is that? Wait, is that what? Is that where I was supposed to go? What? That's kind of a bad spot to be where you're supposed to go, but these enemy placements are awful sometimes. Stop that.
Ringman is here for revenge.
Like, there's no telling where this token is now.
Yeah, what the heck?
What
the heck?
Was it the other way? That's...
I guess it has to be.
Hey, Sparkman, can you please, like, calm down?
No! He has invoked the Rage Duck!
Oh, what?
Rage Duck! In Sparkman's tournament scenario in Battle Network 4, his operator puts a lock on your folder, and the password to unlock it is Rage Duck.
Okay, then. Man.
I think.
You know,
I might be mistaking it for something else. Actually, Rage Duck might be the password to open the gate to park area. Yeah. Sparkman's password is just a number. But still, Battle Network 4. Oh no! What? Grasshopper, are you okay?
Yeah, it was made the turnaround right there. A little early, but they can still make the jump. Yeah, but the enemy placement, that's kind of jerky, but...
Jerky.
Yeah, I want jerky now. Hey! Excuse me. Is that buried under there? I don't know if you can bury them or not.
What?
I don't even know. I don't know. I just kept going. I think I was like right on the edge where well.
Synchronized death.
What? Yeah, there's definitely weird lag going on.
Oof.
What? Freaking multiplayer lag, man. Multiplayer lag. Chaos, chaos. Of course, that's parsec being parsec lag more than the game lag,
yeah.
So it's like whatever.
Firmalurb!
You know, I was gonna say I'll Buster only it, but no.
Why even bother? It doesn't save your time if you're doing co-op. Hey there, Hammer Joe.
I've had some people ask me to like remove the like displacer tentacle things so that people can have just like a regular tiger and like make a couple tiger sets. Like I guess I could do that. I mean, I could take off like Bastion's normal what do you call it? The fingerless glove effect that he has. Stuff,
Yeah,
so people
you'd have to change the goof slide sprites too.
Yeah.
Woo!
Okay, that is a kind of a jerk thing to have in there. Wow. Okay, well, I know it immediately goes for that. Thank you.
Excuse.
Well, okay, so he has a... Wow, that is kind of a dickish section there. Because the stupid magnet thing's gonna be here no matter... Yeah, this magnet thing's gonna be here no matter what, so what the heck? That is not a good jump to try to make people... Wow, that's definitely really... okay. Hold on.
Sorry. I wasn't ready. Ah, bye. Near for Blorful.
Ah! Darn it!
Rush didn't rush. I guess you're not supposed to.
I got...
Wait a second!
What? Why are you trying to rush?
Yeah.
Ah! Well... Yeah. No, don't... Why did you do that? I pressed the start button once and it's just like, ha 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 ha! It counts
I made
like
it!
3 times. I love annoying bosses with the...
try Magnetic Shockwave. Okay, well. Here we go! We got the thing.
Yay, I guess.
That sure was a boss.
It sure was.
Or it sure was a challenge section.
Whoops! No!
Dang it. This is not a good multiplayer stage.
No. I mean, it's annoying as for single player, too, but... What?
What?!
Oh! Well, that works too, thanks. I didn't even... I guess there's a block here that just is in the way? Okay.
It's not like we can see it.
Oh!
Oh, yeah, there totally is. Okay.
Oh, yeah. For crying out loud, this is... Stop that!
How much dark magic do I have? 39.
Sure would be nice to hit 50. Get him!
Sure is bright man at home levels of design going on here.
But the only thing worse than Brightman is Cassius Brightman.
He's weak to getting hit with a stick, at least.
Sure, just smash a giant light bulb. We did the thing!
Finally.
Brightman remix, yeah. By Legis. Hey, I know who that is. Remixing an official Mega Man level, that's not a high score with creativity, point blank. But if the goal is just to make a fun Brightman level, well, this isn't terrible. The remix does a lot more with Battens and Brightman's platform than the original did, and the result can be entertaining. I particularly enjoyed the final climb, the token room, props for that checkpoint, and the first couple of crickets. That being said, the last cricket section, if you don't go for the token, is downright annoying, mostly because of the 10-second wait for it to hop through a spike corridor, followed immediately by a surprise Alekin. That was a damper on my enjoyment. In fact, the level's core issue here is a number of surprise or poorly placed enemies just like that Alekin. The very first Alekin jumps you right out before the first arc platform. The first ring appears while you're riding an arc platform towards it. The lone Bolton and Nutton is semi-camouflage against the blue background and appears mid-jump, so on and so forth. It's a common and annoying issue, and it's just the one I advise adjusting above all else. The mini bosses can also be insufferable Buster only, and Sparkman should have been reskinned to a lightning throwing Brightman, but considering the easy application of our weapons, neither of those are severe issues in the long run. By no means the greatest, but I found it fine enough. Initial impressions didn't exactly start off high for this level, considering one of the first things that happens is an enemy popping up out of thin air, which can easily blindside you during a crucial jump. Unfortunately, this more or less serves as foreshadowing for how most of the stage plays out. When it comes to virtually any given obstacle, they absolutely need proper telegraphs to avoid becoming cheap hits. This is especially true of jumping segments, which is what a majority of this level consists of. There's a few moments here that border on being cheap, but with how little time you have to react to them, such as the first ring that appears on the stage, along with the wall of the dust blocks at the end of the same segment. They're certainly doable, but they're still really punishing moments for being so early in the level. The rest of the stage follows a similar pattern for both the normal and token paths. For the latter, however, I'm not a fan of how it ends. That mini-boss and the arcing platforms really don't mesh well together. And the fight becomes downright tedious unless you're abusing Laser Trident or Magnetic Shockwave. What little remains of the stage afterward is actually pretty decent. The jumps aren't quite as involved as some of the ones earlier in the stage, but I still enjoyed that part a fair amount aside from the final jump to the boss door. The time required to land on each of those arcing platforms is incredibly tight, to the point where I honestly don't blame anyone for using Magnet Beam or Rush just to skip it. As for the boss, I normally wouldn't hold it against the level for using a vanilla dev kit boss, but this one is a special case given the name of the stage itself. I get that Brightman isn't in the dev kit, but having the wrong Robot Master show up at the end comes off as a bad substitute for what could have been. Ultimately, I think the climax of the level would have been landed better if it had been a series of tough but fair platforming segments, rather than Sparkman suddenly showing up. Brightman's Bright Iteration! Someone keeping count on the amount of remix stages that got submitted? This one is not bad, but it's not very impressive either. Some of the enemy additions seem like they were added for the simple fact that they're electric theme, which felt shoehorned in and didn't quite blend in well with the level design. A lot of the challenges of the stage simply involving riding those platforms over instant death hazards, which can become frustrating really quickly after falling and being sent back a few times. I get that the platforms were one of the more memorable gimmicks out of the original Brightman stage, but this stage really just stretched out the usage of that until it became tedious. I like what you did with the one room with the gachapon, though I can't say the same for when the same setup was used for the snail mini-boss. Having to time your jumps for attacking on top of dealing with the attack time in order to hit the snail's eyes when they're vulnerable is too much for a mini-boss fight. By contrast, the main boss, Sparkman, is just pathetic. That's right, the stage doesn't even end with Brightman, the smartest robot master. I know not everyone is capable of programming a boss, but like, come on, you could have even just done a simple sprite change. The arena is more varied than your typical flat plane one, so Sparkman is still such a relatively simple boss that it really doesn't make the fights all that different or stand out. This remix does an admirable job of balancing innovation with preservation, but I don't think the right decisions were made about what to keep and what to change. If there's anything about the source material that needs an update, it's a nonsensical theming. I'm already dubious about grasshoppers, bagworms, and totem poles populating a power plant. Snails, miniature plants, and removing Brightman from his own level add insult to injury. Moving the level outdoors or replacing or respraying the offending enemies, Octobulb's minions would have fit perfectly, and Brightman would look awesome with Sparkman's moveset. Would have been preferable to expanding the roster. The larger roster is handled clumsily too. New hazards invariably appear when there's no time to react to them. Let them learn how they function. I either forgot as suddenly as they're introduced. Setups with good potential are mishandled. The darkness maze is pointless when you can stand around safely until the lights return. Gachapon and Eskaroo need to moving platforms that are higher and slower respectively to be at all fair. Sparkman's chamber is disappointingly identical to the one in Mega Man 3. Personally, I was hoping for some crossover with the Game Boy iteration of this level. The graphics look almost as good as they do in the original, marred only by some architectural contrivances with spikes and platform tracks. Each segment has a distinct feel, if not a clean difficulty progression, and checkpoints are mostly where they need to be. Power-up placement and level flow are appropriately deliberate, but could use a little polish, as could Sparkman's teleport destination targeting. Continuous vertical scrolling in the last section may induce queasiness. I like that the level tries lots of new things, especially in the second half. I just wish they had panned out better. You know, the idea about introducing gimmicks is to introduce them and not to throw the player into immediate death spikes everywhere? That also applies to enemies, by the way. The most egregious is the first red falling swinging platform, which is the first gimmick seen in the stage. Not everyone is going to remember every detail about Brightman's stage, after all. Several of the enemies and gimmicks require you to be Nostradamus, where they are placed in unexpected locations that you need to know about in order to even survive. Bolton and Nutton, an enemy that is invincible when you try to pass it, is a prime example. Both of the mini-bosses are pretty infuriating. Of the two, the Eskaroo was the most ridiculous, with times that it could kill you without much opportunity to dodge its eyes. The upper was interesting, but locked you off acquiring the token without any indication that it would do this. Not a fan. The stage shows potential with its ideas, and the final climb especially was unique and a fair challenge. It is a shame that the stage did not start at an easier difficulty and build up to this. Sparkman also existed. At least swap the sprites, dude. Oh man. Akudama Empire Mothership! My mecha shadow.
Okay then. A time penalty, huh? Got 3 tokens.
What?
Who? And who are you supposed to be? Oh, is this supposed to be... It kind of reminds me a little of... I don't know, like, Gunstar Heroes stage? I don't know who this person is. Oh, okay. I have no idea what any of these references are. Whoa!
Oh,
Well.
fire. Flarble!
Well, that sure was something.
Hey!
What?
I don't know, there's an A logo in the wall.
I mean, this is referencing something, I assume, but I have no idea what. That's some hard timing on those.
Yeah.
Tight. Whoa! I have no idea who you are, but you are here. Whoa! There's a lot of those dudes. Jeez, how many of those did you need?
All of them.
Oh! Well...
Well.
A little bit of lag there, got to throw me off. Oh, great. Where are we at? Oh! Yay. Back here. That's kind of a... Like, if I only noticed it because I was shooting over there, that was kind of a weird place to... Didn't stick out very easily, that's for sure. Flag! Watch out for, like, the thousands of frickin' and star things! Nope. Of course you respawn right in time to take the, the life. No. Oh. Okay. Frickin' the lag got both. Darn it! This is. No, those things do a lot of damage.
Maybe we can tornado them away.
Maybe. I don't think we can though. Fairly tight timing on those. Ah, frickin' lag, man. Ow. Ugh. I know it's part of the problem with that. They reappear much faster than they disappear. There's no consistent, like, timing between the disappear and reappear. Meaty, leave the cords alone. Watch out for the crazy star things. Oh, wait, why do I have that out? What? Ah!
Okay.
Whoa! Sure are a lot of enemies. Oh! Are you just expecting me to use that here, or what? I guess so.
No!
Oh, I fucking hate this. Now we have to redo the entire thing again? Oh my god, that is terrible. Why? That is some asshole-ish placement for those. Come on. No reprieve from the harder harder challenges in here. You just gotta go it all in one here, I guess. Well, at least we don't need to worry about getting that thing again, but... Like, I didn't even know the second one was there until all of a sudden, well, it was too late. That's like Kirby... Not Kirby, that is like a, Yoshi's New Island level of annoyingly collectible placement.
Annoyingly collectible.
Yeah, you know, like Yoshi's New Island had a bunch of collectibles that you only figured out after you zoomed past them, and you had no way of.
I never played Yoshi's New Island. I heard it was terrible.
It was, yes. Having to replay a level a whole bunch of times because like super tight timing. And remember, you have to collect all the stupid like pedals and stuff in one go, so it's like, why are there so many enemies here? My goodness.
Yay!
Got it that time. Now where's the frickin' checkpoint?
Probably at the bottom here. Yep.
Oh! Yeah, so...
Spike drop.
So it... Yeah, so missing that would have required replaying the entire level then.
If you didn't catch it, you caught it.
Well, at least that's a good introduction to the bouncing lasers there. There are so many enemies that do so much damage! What the heck? Why are there so many enemies? Oh, thank you, lag. Perfect. Just perfect.
Fleeble!
I had a feeling those would show up.
Rush bike. Probably. What is this thing?
I don't know. Oh, look at the amount of damage they did! This is ridiculous.
What?
There's an enemy. There's tons and tons and tons of enemies. There's just endless amounts of enemies. What in the world is that?
I don't know, but I'm dead. Wait, I had 1 HP left.
Many enemies, and now we have to go through that huge enemy gauntlet again. Jeez. This part's actually easier with multiplayer because you got somebody who can... Is that supposed to be a Met? I have no idea what that thing is supposed to be. Oh yeah, Rush Bikes. Oh, the Rush Bike segment is not meant for multiplayer either. I can't get to the Rush Bike segment here because I don't have enough power. Oh. Thanks. So where is this last token? Wow, that is not a nice enemy. Oh, great. I really hope I don't miss this last token. That would be so annoying. Because I don't like this level. I don't want to have to go through it again. I mean, it has some... Oh, man. Oh, the amount of damage everything does is ridiculous. Oh, for...
I tripped over something because of the lag. Sure, Amatsu.
Did we already pass it or no? It doesn't really matter. I don't want to play this level again. I mean, I have to on my own single-player file. I mean...
Wait a second! Oh.
It looks like we just found it. Okay. Can you say ridiculous? Thank you very much. Hi, Eddie. Thank you. Please, are we almost done with? What? Oh.
Too many enemies! Oh!
Yeah, I didn't even speak. It just keeps going and going and going. Why? This is another Hunter Tower, is it? I swear. But how do you even get through this when they don't give you enough energy to deal with some of this stuff here? So it's like, what? There's been multiple sections you can't get through without weapons. I mean, it's just how they designed it, I guess. This level is you have to use your weapons, which is fine. A spontaneous enemy appears in the middle of that too? Oh.
These things are kind of rude.
Very much so. Okay, you can't make that jump. Oh my god. But I don't have enough weapon energy to get through here! Why? Give us a whole crapload of respawning weapon energy! And now that I'm out of bubble shield, this is really gonna suck. Oh my god! Frickin' multiplayer death lag got me. Oh, almost got me again that time. Oh, there's barely any chance to rest, and the amount of damage that you take from everything is just absurd. Like, how do I avoid getting damaged by that thing? I hate this level. Don't use the Mega Tank! Oh, why is it doing it twice? Well, there goes our Mega Tank with no easy way to replace it.
Wasn't there an easy Mega Tank in one of the bottom tier levels?
Oh yeah, probably. I didn't want to use the frickin' Mega Tank there. That's coming. I'm guessing that is coming from the multiplayer like lag stuff going on. I hate this level so much.
Cycle facility. Okay.
This level is not fun to keep doing over and over and over and over again. Oh, come on. It has more competence than a lot of the lower tier ones, but then it's also like, just why?
Good how much damage I took. Yeah.
Yeah, well, Rush Jet is full now because I used the Mega Tank on accident. Whoa! I mean, you could probably... I'm guessing people watching the stream could probably see when the multiplayer lag hits too sometimes, because it just freezes up.
Yeah.
I hate those things. Such an absurd amount of enemies. And the amount, again, ridiculous amount of enemies, so they do a ton of damage.
You made it! Marks? No, I have a message for you! The author of this level said they had great plans for the last boss of this stage. In concept, it meant to be another fight with that pink-colored tall lady robot from the beginning. But powered up and stuff. Her name was Namanaki, by the way. Unfortunately, they were badly pressed with their studies, their part-time job, and other everyday affairs. And their lack of coding experience, too, thus that battle was canned. Kinda sucks if you ask me. They also say it was still very fun working with this engine and taking part in this competition. They thank everyone who played this level and they hope it didn't seem too difficult or too long. That's all, I guess. Can you get me out of here, please?
I mean, it kind of came across as both there, but... I mean, custom death animations, that's neat.
Steady progress! Woo!
70%. Oh. What do we get? We got...
Magicine. Starting with literally just Magical Dorothy's final stage was a bold move, though perhaps not the best for creative first impressions. Thankfully, Namanaki is a fun fight. She's simple, but the mobility of her spread shot adds just the right level of complication, makes things a little interesting. I completely understand why a brand new boss wasn't created for the endgame, but I do think more could have been done with the rematch. For one idea, perhaps putting some of the early levels flame jets in the floor would be a simple way to limit the player's movement and add a twist to the fight. the same time, it shouldn't go overboard into unfair or not fun. As for the level, it doesn't quite live up to the boss fight. It starts off well enough, a simple variety of early enemies, and my only real issue is that the flame jets aren't obvious enough. However, the level quickly overloads its assets. I'm pretty sure I count 10 different enemy types before the first stage checkpoint, and the number only grows. Incidentally, if you miss a second token, open the menu and hit retry so the checkpoint below doesn't force a restart. Magical Dorpy wasn't quite this crazy with enemy types in its different stages, making him a hassle to handle. It also doesn't help that the surprise stars are blue against a blue background. Please, use some more contrast. Beyond the enemy bloat, this has a few bad habits with its gimmicks. Majority of the concepts are good, but they don't show up nearly enough. This is a huge shame, and part of why I suggest using at least one for Namanaki's rematch. Beyond that, forced weapon usage in Magical Dorpy worked well due to a lack of proper weapon energy. Mega Man, for whatever reason, doesn't have infinite ammo here, and that makes those segments far more irritating than they would be in their home game. Conceptually, this is alright. Magical Dorpy mixes well with Mega Man for obvious reasons, and I did enjoy Namanaki's fight. However, this tries to use too much at once, and as a result, it doesn't do enough with what it has.
I've never heard of Magical Dorpy.
I was honestly a bit skeptical when I first saw what this stage was referencing. A level based on Magical Kids Dorpy sounds like a solid choice for this type of contest, given how many times the original game has been compared to Mega Man. At the same time, though, it was a game that had a lot of issues as well, so on one hand, I was worried that some of those issues would find their way here. On the other hand, I was hopeful that those issues would be addressed and result in a good reimagining of the source material. Things kicked off interestingly enough with a boss fight at the start, though an understandably easy one since it was meant to set up for a harder fight at the end. From there, the level plays out pretty decently for a while. Most of the enemies get proper introductions, and they tend to play off the room layouts well up until a certain point. After about midway through the stage, the rooms start to become oversaturated with enemies. It's not uncommon for anywhere between 2 to 4 flying enemies to suddenly show up from the side of the screen, especially during the last few sections of the level. Combine this with very cramped areas such as underwater segments, along with enemies that have awkward movement patterns, the light purple sphere skies that fire when directly over you being the main culprit. Also, and things get chaotic pretty quickly. Also, while this may be a controversial stance, I think the inclusion of the star-shaped enemies was a bad choice. The way they suddenly pop into existence to surround and close in on you was annoying in the original Dorpy, and it's annoying here. Doubly so when they're practically the same color as the background. It's a shame, because if it weren't for the enemy spam, I would think this would be a mostly serviceable level, if a bit rough around the edges. Besides cutting down the amount of enemies, I would think a good place to start would be with fleshing out the gimmicks. The fire jets barely show up, and the flying gears only became a threat in the third token room, which is a shame, because it had potential to be a pretty decent recurring gimmick. That aside, the only other platforming tricks this stage pulls is when you're forced to use the magnet beam. Didn't mind these sections at first since you're getting free weapon refills along the way, and there was very little chance you'd run out of ammo even before that. Toward the end, though, these segments get ruined due to the enemy placement. There's at least 2 parts I can recall where you'd be prompted to fire at a magnet beam and walk across to the other side only to be blindsided by enemies with few options to safely fight back. As for the end, I'm sorry to hear you weren't able to make the boss how you originally intended it to be, all for very understandable reasons. Even though what we got was essentially the first boss again with a slightly different room layout, at the very least I can appreciate the thoughts of not wanting things to end on a complete anticlimax. Like I said before, there's a lot of potential in the concept of making stuff from Dorpy. It just needed to hit a bit more fine-tuning in this case. Empires in space! References that I don't get, so the odd enemy designs and the way they are all spanned here probably all closely resemble the game. Doesn't excuse a century for how it's going to be scored, though. Strange forced weapon usage throughout that does not immediately convey to the players that they should use them. I initially thought it was a damage boost for some sort of spikes with the lasers shooting frequently. Laser shooters above the water, are they just kind of there? The lasers bounce off the water surface, so they never really reach you while you're submerged. Background is somewhat busy looking and kind of blends in with the tile set, hindering the readability of the actual layout of the stage sometimes. I often kept walking thinking it's a straight path ahead, only to fall into spikes that I didn't even realize were there at first. I feel like the first encounter with the boss is harder than the final one, since you have less room to maneuver, while you have a lot more space to dodge around in the final arena. Not a bad boss, just kind of a little anticlimactic to end it easier than how it started.
I haven't played the Creon Conquest / Medical Shoes.
Conquest. Okay, yeah, I know Creon. I know what game this is now.
Dorpy.
That's the game I was talking about before. You were playing like a witch that was very Mega Man-like. I couldn't remember. It's the Creon Conquest. I found that out because somebody was playing like Mega Man-like games. It's like, oh, that's what it is. It's like, wait, I have that game. It's
So I can't
boxed up somewhere.
So I can't speak with any authority about how successful this level is as a crossover. My research suggests that the aesthetics and gameplay are in line with the original, but perhaps a little off the mark with choice of music and number of enemies on any given screen. One thing I can say for sure is, in lieu of a magic broom, the level either needs infinite rush jet energy or free weapon refills before the spike gaps. Strictly fitting this as a level man mega, yes.
Level man.
There's some ups and downs, but no up and downs, thankfully. Upsides include a slew of novel hazards, enjoyably designed underwater segments, and a satisfying boss fights bookending the level. Downsides include a very loosely structured challenge progression, overly distant checkpoints, and an unforgiving final stretch. Visually, there's a lot to take in. Enemies tend to blend in with the background, and the background often has a similar texture to the foreground, so I can't always tell what's why at a quick glance. And changing the backgrounds only helps so much. Orally, I have a similar problem. The music is fine for a while, but it wears thin by the end of the level. I'd be fine with the high screen count otherwise. In terms of construction, flow, token placement, and technical polish, the level is solid. A few oversights are minor enough not to mention. I would have liked marks to have been hidden in a secret room or not present at all. The climax of this level is the worst place to receive unnecessary excuses from a Kirby character. I like the level well enough, but I wonder whether I'd be more appreciative or less impressed if I were more familiar with the source material. You cannot just take assets from another game, use them in the same manner as the original game, and expect them to work out well. The Creon Conquest has specific alterations to the Mega Man style that makes them work in that game, such as the ability to aim, infinite weapon usage, and even little things like oxygen meters. The entire level just becomes a mess, and a pretty boring one at that. There are simply too many enemies on screen at any given time throughout the whole stage, some of which come out of nowhere and others blend into the background. The player takes a lot of unexpected damage. Particularly frustrating enemies were the squid. A waste of time and doesn't work because you can shoot upwards in the source game. And the armored ball, where the solution is to avoiding it, is to stand still, making it another huge waste of time. The starfish were completely unavoidable if you had not been through a section before, and very easy to slide into, and the rocket fish are pretty much the same issue. The stage has a whole lot of spikes, including after vertical transitions, making the stage feel very tight given how many enemies there are around. This would not have been as bad if you had added reasonable checkpoint placement throughout, but there are far too few of these. Despite all these, the stage did not feel very hard, but often frustrates based on unavoidable deaths and enemies that are difficult to see. The force weapon usage, while not an issue when used well, is fairly pointless in this stage. The original game was built around the broom mechanic and had a huge number of puzzles built around it. This type of weapon does not exist in the Mega Man game. You need to make these sections more interactive rather than use weapons to bypass spikes repeatedly. Given how many gimmicks appear but are only used once, it feels like you attempted to include everyone from the base game in this level, and none of them were used in an interesting way. Almost everything in the stage was used better in the source game, from puzzles to enemy placement and usage. The boss was a nice start to the game, though I would have liked a different climax and not fought the same thing again. The token runes were the highlight, hidden well and had nice challenges within. I appreciate the effort to put into recreating the original game, but more effort should have been made to make it work for Mega Man. Yep, water time. The Hammer of Justice. What is this? Trails of Cold Steel? Creatively named level by T-Money. Hammer time.
I'll have to fix and add some shading stuff maybe later. That'll be a lot of work though. Just waiting on him there. It's like, I definitely agree that, like, the level would have been better paced without all the enemy spam. Just, enemy spam doing especially enemy spam when they don't do a lot of damage. Hi, Luna. Can I help you? Come here. Puppy. All the puppies sweeping. I'm gonna fall. I should play Creon Conquest at some point. It's been forever since I played. I remember renting it a long time ago. That box art just looks absolutely hilarious. What? What is this box art? It looks so wonky. What? Magical Dorapy. Yeah, I can definitely see looking at the stuff how the enemies were more designed on being able to shoot in different directions. How much you're charging for this? Do I even ask how much? Yeah, that's not worth that much. Wow, dude. Wow. $270? Just for the cart? I don't think so. eBay. What is Amazon trying to sell it for? What the heck? I mean, I have this game. $400? What? What? What is wrong with the retro game market right now? I bought this game for like 20 cents in the past. Jeez. That's absurd. What?
I'm back.
This sure is a, I was looking up the Creon Conquest. Man, that box art is crazy. And the game's like $400 just for the cart. Like,
Jeez.
but it's not even that rare. I have the game. It's definitely not that rare. That is a lot of tokens.
Alright, where are we playing?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Welcome to my castle, Bastion. If you want to find me, I'll be in the garden at back. I'll be waiting for you. If you survive.
We have to at least attempt it, huh?
It's Rude Buster! Oh, but the castle door's locked, so I guess you gotta fish a key out of the sewer. I think some guy named Sonic has it. That's the blue hedgehog guy, right?
Wait, do we have to go down and then literally come all the way back with the... I hope not.
Ouija Woogie! I am dead.
Frog, please. Frog, please. Oh. More frog. What? Oh, great. There's spiders along this path, too. Question is, do we actually have to come back with the key? Why is the spider in position to perfectly jump and land on me? Okay, this is very annoying to deal with. Frogs, please. Frogs, please! No more spider! No spider! Go away, spider! Frogs!
Spider frog. Spider frog.
He's a simple boss, but still annoying to fight. It's hard to tell. It's really hard to fight in multiplayer because I don't know where he's gonna go. Hold on, don't go in there yet. Well, at least there's a checkpoint there. Ah! Oh, we're gonna have low gravity segments. Ah! Oh, that almost got me. Wahoo! How exciting. Mr. Dragon, somebody needs to exercise their wings more. Oh my god! That's a lot of damage. Oh! Trying to keep...
Oh,
This is going to annoy the heck out of me. Oh, come on. Not back here. Don't want to go through all that again. Sheesh. Long section of perfect... Oh, you
Skip time.
it for him.
Ooh, plushy.
Oh, he says, you got. Look at the amount of damage these things are doing! Holy crap! That was like half my health, I swear. Jeez! Normally I wouldn't even use that, but like I want that health and I don't want to deal with the... Oi. Jeez, the amount of damage those stupid things do. This thing is in an awful location to be trying to hit this thing too, man. Are we still not here? We're still going? With the checkpoint? Why do we do this to players? Oh, is there a checkpoint now? I hope I didn't just miss a frickin' thing in there somewhere. There's no way of knowing where it's at.
What?
Why? My Mega Buster's not frickin' charging. After I got hit until the iframe wore off, my Buster wasn't charging. What the heck? That was weird. I can't tell what's going on sometimes when there's two of us, jeez.
Gravity stabilizer deactivated. Bastion, you fool! You thought this was over with that easily? That castle was all a ruse. I, Centaur Man, shall finally get my chance to defeat you after getting snubbed last year. Come at me!
1 second. While you're doing that, I'm gonna boot this bot. If it'll let me. Why is it not letting me? Oh, you got it already?
Yep.
Twitch, please.
Okay, oh, the door is locked. Bowman is...
280 scripts just to frickin' use my moderation tools. Thank you. Go to hell.
Bowman is guarding the key. You can go kill him because he is super annoying. Well. Skip time.
Okay. I think so. Because judging by only getting 1 token, we could be doing that 4 times or more. And I do not want to do it that.
Not as this level long, but ow! I can confirm it's very difficult too. Especially once you're crossing pendulums upside down.
Oh.
How many times I've been blown to bits by spikes? I'm at a lifetime supply of fine oil by now. The stage is very long, which is partially why it's skippable. You gotta fight 5 different dev kit bosses. But one of them is the end boss, I'm sure of it. Even if I've been looking for 3 days... Well, maybe that's an exaggeration, but it's longer than it'll take you to go left and claim the level's loot.
That is... something alright there. So it's another Hunter Tower, except... more, like, very annoying.
So, I'm not exactly sure how, but something about this makes me very angry whenever I play it. It could be the general length of the level, it could be the fairly large number of spikes, it could be the annoying as sin assets, it could be a sheer number of fake-out endings and false starts, or it could just be any combination of thereof. Whatever the case, this is not a level I enjoyed, and it's not a level I'm likely to replay anytime soon. To elaborate a little more, one of the prominent frustration factors is the length. I'm fairly confident this is over 70 screens long for one element, when the average Robot Master stage is 25 screens. A lot of this is owed to the penchant's level's penchant for fake-outs. You're led to believe you're going through a castle to take out Honey Woman, but after that, it's suddenly an upside-down pendulum mess that repeats the exact same story beats just Centaur Man. And then fakes out again with a Flashman castle, and by the time Flashman's on screen, I just want this to end. The sheer number of spikes does not help. A single misstep can often get you killed, and checkpoints are a bit sporadic. To make matters worse, the level has picked some pretty awkward access. The gimmick side is alright, although trying to manage the Jewel Man pendulums in reverse gravity while also trying to not die to the spikes, that's an exercise in frustration, and folks are way better off just abusing Rush Bike here. But the real main issue is with the enemies. Croakers, Chuck Magnets, the flat enemies, Machine Gun Joes, Hell Metal DX. This is just a sample of the enemies chosen here, and they tend to be extremely aggravating. Considering these enemies are so common in the level, it definitely brings down overall mood. Individually, they might be fine, but all these together in one super long level is really, really unfun. That's honestly my opinion in a nutshell. The level design isn't completely terrible, there's some good stuff beneath the sheer length, sporadic checkpoints, and the number of spikes. However, the asset selection and the way it handles the length just makes it really not fun, and not fun is not good. Aside from a few moments here and there, this is a relatively uneventful level. It doesn't help that it's somewhat lengthy too. While it may not be as big as some other stages, it goes on for just long enough to be a bit of a slog to play through. The thing is, most of the challenges in each segment aren't necessarily bad. They're just kind of dull. While some of these sections feature decent synergy between the enemies and gimmicks, most of them either end up being too easy or have very slow progression, or sometimes both. The upside-down ladder climb shortly into the second area is a prime example of this. For one, it doesn't even work as intended since the water jets can't push you into the spikes unless you let go of the ladder for whatever reason. Even if it did work, however, it would essentially just be the same challenge repeated over the course of 3 screens. While the other segments have a bit more variety to them, it wasn't enough to stop me from zoning out a few times while going through the stage. Up until this point, the only other thing I could think to comment on was how the music didn't loop properly. That changed once I reached two particular parts. The reverse gravity and jewel swing section, and the high gravity area with fort blocks. Both these segments are a lot more engaging than the rest of the stage, but they also come with their own share of issues. The jewel swing section is somewhat ruined by the chuck magnets. Due to their placements, they often ended up respawning every time you move the swings from left to right, which can easily catch you off guard while trying to jump to the next platform. The finicky gravity flipping section that follows doesn't really help matters either. As for the high gravity segment, I probably would have enjoyed a lot more if the fort blocks were assigned better patterns. That row of 3 right before the Pirabug is incredibly annoying to deal with, to the point where I actually encourage bypassing it completely with Magnet Beam. All things considered, I think the stage should have focused more on refining its more unique gimmick combinations, along with probably getting more playtesting. Creatively thought out remark. It started out fine, but it got increasingly more infuriating to play through as the amount of death spikes increased, with the annoying enemies such as the cannons being so quick to ambush you as you enter their firing range. There needs to be another checkpoint in the middle of the fortress section, probably right at the introduction to the Jewel Man platforms. Honey Woman seems a bit more difficult to deal with in this specific arena, too. What's the deal with those flying plate enemies with the faces? Their hitboxes are either very inconsistent, or I just have no idea how to properly deal with them. It's super irritating having to deal with them respawning on screen edges while swinging around the Jewel Man platforms in order to make it through the spikes, while being upside down on top of that. Being upside down adds almost nothing to the later portion of the stage, except for maybe making Bubble Man joke, I guess. I kind of like that it changes how you approach the Joe enemies, where you have to duck through as they swing their weapon. But the problem is you can still get hit sometimes out of wonky hitboxes. So many shielded enemies litter throughout, which is just only to pad out the playtime, which how much you're forced to wander around near the instant death spikes, that can make it so you have to redo everything at any moment. Not a fan at all. At least this version of Rude Buster isn't bad looping aside. Before submitting a level, please make sure to A. proofread your text, B. check that your music loops properly, and C. give your level a real name. I like the premise of a continual bait and switch. All the different assets, admittedly a few too many, orbiting around a central core of gravity gimmicks, and the creative boss chambers that add new dimensions to familiar fights. The areas with Mega Man 3 Fortress graphics combine enemies and gimmicks in terrific ways, minus the water spouts that only look like they'll push you off the ladder into the spikes. Aside from a handful of tiling oversights, the graphics generally look nice, and the music fits perfectly. I'm disappointed about difficult new challenges being thrown at the player without any warm-up. Good luck with Escaroo, sudden gravity changes, jewel platforms, and falling platforms if you've never encountered them before. More power-ups are essential. Keys should really be unavoidable, and teleports should drop you off in front of the key door. I'm also not fond of the entire last section. Despite some thoughtful challenges, the level starts to drag at that point, and glitchy simulation is no excuse for lazy-looking tile work. I really don't like the entire section with reverse gravity and jewel platforms. It's a nightmare of stressfully precise jumps and out-of-nowhere enemies. Togahero would have been much more manageable. Special weapons are a must. 2 new gimmicks are then introduced in close succession with no breather in between. Even just throwing in a few screen transitions would help break up sections like this. The secret path, while very clever, teleports you to an unfamiliar screen where it's unclear whether to go down to your death or up. The highs are very high, but with the lows dragging everything down. With some editing, this could be a really fun level. I mean, yeah, it lives up to its name, I suppose. And why am I hearing this music in multiple entries at this point? It's from, like, Undertale or Deltarune, right? And it's a nice tune and all, but that looping is terrible. And man, I really didn't enjoy this stage. About the biggest positive I can say about the stage is a couple of the Romance Master rooms really improved the difficulty of the fights in a contest setting. But man, this stage and its issues come down to its enemy choice and its sheer stage length. And sheer checkpoint length too, now I think about it. It all gets a bit much and the stage severely outlives its welcome. It's long enough that even making use of the weapons to bypass the more irritating enemies quickly results in you running out. Lots of shielded enemies that have to be killed so the player can navigate some really awkward platforming segments that involve some very finicky gimmicks. And when an enemy is not shielded, it's arbitrarily hard to hit, such as the enemy from the WonderSwan game, which combos really nicely with that swing from Jewel Man. And by nicely, I mean, ugh! I already despise the Hell Minotaurs from 5 Game Boy. This stage elevates how annoying the little gits are to an art form. It's frustrating art form. And that's about it. That's the core issue with the stage. It's not just incredibly difficult, it passes that mark and heads right into well and truly annoying. And whilst I know that the new room layouts are positive, using end-of-stage bosses as mid-bosses arbitrarily extends the stage and feels redundant. I could make notes on individual challenges and why they don't work, but I also feel that it would make an already fairly redundant comment even more so at this point. The stage is obnoxious on all counts, and as I said before, I really did not enjoy this.
Yeah, me neither. I had it for a second. It's probably just a shortcut.
Yeah. I'm fond of this simulation. Whoever made it has a great hunter's mindset. Always stay on guard, bastard, or you may just fall into one of my traps. Huh? I don't wish to talk about anything else. I hate cowboys.
Decoy man. Oh, those are some...
Chill Man's the age from Mega Man 10.
Hey, maybe we'll hear a Mega Man announcement tomorrow at the Direct. I kind of doubt it.
Mega Man 12.
Mega Man X 9? Yeah.
Star Force Legacy Collection would be cool.
I'm kind of...
Prime 4 Riot, Amatsu says. Yeah, we've kind of been...
Prime 4 is locked in the back rooms alongside Silk Song at this point.
You have to go to Wisconsin and get the Gold Master. I must apologize. I ran out of time, was unable to provide a proper boss fight. Enjoy Cut Man.
Some of these bosses are much harder to fight when you have 2 players, and you have no idea where the boss is going.
What? Hey! We didn't get a chance to get the M-Tank. Psych.
Oh, that's going to be annoying. Oh, that is...
Myaoga!
Really? You were on the platform and I hit start and it spawned me after you got knocked in.
I was wondering what caused that lag spike.
It was me hitting start to respawn and it apparently got us both. I can't really hear most of the music. I just hear da 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 da.
It's not very impressive. This has to go somewhere. I've heard them talking about this, the energy elements. They said we have a mind of our own. Alright, let's go this way.
This might be where we're needing to go, though.
Yeah, maybe. It's hard to tell. Yeah, okay, we should go back. This is... I understand nothing.
Darn it!
It
I
got me
still have
thinking.
health!
And then I realized something. I exist!
Right when you grab the plushie, it had like slight lag, and now I have health, but I am dead. And well, what was that? It just happened there for a second. That was weird.
I didn't hear that.
Like a little music sound glitch. I don't know what's up with this music loop, but it's driving me nuts. All I hear is dit 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 dit. Oh. Go away. Hold on.
I got it. I had become self-aware and aware of my surroundings, and I was lonely. The other energy elements weren't like me. They weren't truly self-aware. Not on the same level as I was, anyway. Shinies! I decided to seek companionship, but I couldn't do it in my old form. I built myself a body out of the robot. Master Technology, and I gave it the ability to create a hologram of itself to fool attackers in case I needed to defend myself.
This is not. See, this robot master is what results when you use the Luigi board when you're Perganinant.
I called myself Decoy Man based off of my hologram weapon, and I fled here, but I was still lonely. Cutman, one of the robot masters, needed a place to stay, so I invited him to my lair to keep me company and help guard my lair. He's nice, but his mind is limited. I needed more.
I can't tell this is where we're going for the frickin' thing or not, but... Oh, there it is.
I tried to make a robot similar to myself out of a trickster token. Sadly, all I got out of that project was a Met that could hide in other objects. At least I can use the design to guard my lair. Recently, a strange one-of-a-kind Sniper Joe showed up here and refused to leave. I let him stay. He's pretty stupid and doesn't talk much, but he's my smartest minion if you don't count Cutman. My search for friends is not over. I don't think it'll be anytime soon.
This music loop is making my ears bleed. That one instrument needs to be like undertuned. That's all I hear is da 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 da.
I can hear the other instrument, the one that goes.
I hear it sometimes. Mostly all I hear is dot 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 dot.
A review by Axman 13.
The music has the same grammar as the person who wrote it. It's like all these signs have had it. Oh.
Whoops.
Yeah, I figured that. I can't tell if this came from something or if somebody made it themselves, but it definitely has a more amateur feel to the music, which is...
There has to be something.
I thought the spikes were going to be a decoy. I guess not. Oh, okay.
GG.
Hi, Coots.
Mr. Coots.
Hi, do you need out or something? Hold on a sec.
Ah!
Hold on, Lakota. Give me a sec.
Mr. Coots.
Yep, there was the music. Dirt! Respawn goes dirt! Come on. Can you get out? Come on, let's go. I know, come here. Alright, well, while they do that, I'm going to refill water, I guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna kick a bag.
Alright, let's hurry up. The second I start playing, they're gonna be parked there. Nope, I guess they're gonna be out there for a little bit. Maybe. Hopefully. Alright, you still there, or did you get up to? Got up to. Oh.
Hi.
Hey. I'm sure the dogs will bark the second that we get
Bork bork.
involved and stuff. They're gonna be like, they want in. Hiya! No, I could have used that. Oh well. I'm guessing the jewel is supposed to be the dragon's, like, one up.
Yeah. It's shinies.
TGM? What?
Captain N, the Game Master. What?
Okay, the random spawning like donuts when he jumps makes it really hard to dodge him.
that sure was a level to end the episode on. Spiral Man. Snake Man.
Even ophidiophobes cannot resist the charming allure of this sneaky plushie. Well, Shinryu sure. Thing.
Nice try with the fake out, but I didn't fall for it. Decoy Man does a good job making the initial level feel like an authentic rush job. Super quick to reach the boss, easy enemies, poor visual contrast, no real platform challenge. I would have been fooled if it weren't for the name. To give the levels some credit, the Crystal Joes and the rush jobs have some occasionally dangerous placement. Normally they aren't placed in ways that hit me, but I've been tagged here once or twice, and it's my own fault when it happens. Also, props for the Cutman M-Tank. I like the reward for the risky close-range kill. Unfortunately, the real level sees no improvement on the fake one. The enemies are still too easy, a real shame since while the concepts have a lot of potential, the fake floors are a mild inconvenience at most. That's better than frustrating. And the platforming is still dull. More prominently, the aesthetic is worse than the fake out thanks to the rather ear-piercing music.
Yes.
About the most interesting the level gets is the token room, and even then I can't remember most of it. I suppose I could give props for a custom boss, but Decoy Man is boring compared to Cutman, so the whole thing flounders. This started with a good premise, but the end result leaves a lot to be desired. It's a shame, really. If it wasn't for the title of the stage, you might have actually got me with that opening bit. Either way, I don't think it would change my perspective on this level all that much. This is a stage with a very promising idea, but it's held back by a lot of issues. For a level that's meant to be based around deception, the whole design here doesn't do a whole lot to properly capitalize on that. Terrain and enemy configurations barely complement each other, making almost every obstacle completely unthreatening. It's a bit disappointing since the custom enemies seem like they could be interesting to fight if paired with better room layouts. As it is now, almost everything here is pretty bare bones. The fake floor gimmick could have worked wonders to spice up the level, but the placement only serves to hinder your movements for a few seconds. It might make you second guess a jump or two. On a related note, I can never tell if there was supposed to be an attempt at telegraphing with one of the fake floors in a token room. I bring this up since there's a Crystal Joe that routinely falls from near the top of the screen towards the end of that section. It always looked a little off to me.
Oh, it's a wolf butt. Mr. Wolf Butt.
Mr. Wolf Butt.
Oh, I'm going to hit a wolf.
Yeah, Mr. Wolf Butt. Mr. Wolf
man.
Mr. Cootis.
You fall over?
Oh no.
Man, old man.
Mr. Coots.
Alrighty.
It always looked a little off to me. That one oddity aside, the only thing left to mention is the boss, who is unfortunately just as basic as the rest of the stage. Decoy Man's pattern is completely fixed and predictable, and the clone he summons doesn't really add much depth to the fight. You'd still end up dodging him the same way, but now there's slightly less room for error. I wasn't done. All in all, this is a disappointing end to a stage that never really lives up to its potential. Illusionary Melancholy! Okay, you got me there with that fake out. That one was good. It fits the Robot Master in question, so I don't mind it. What I don't really like is that you can't tell which platforms are fake, while thankfully the stage restrained itself from doing something evil with it. This can still lead to some unfair situations while fighting the enemies. And that's really all there is going on with the stage. The rest of the level design boils down to straight puzzles shooting enemies in the way. Jump and shoot, man. There aren't any significant setups that keep the player engaged with the level. Also, the music. It's very disorienting and depressing sounding. I guess it fits the backstory of Decoy Man. Either way, it makes the stage kind of insufferable, intentional or not. Decoy Man has a rather simple pattern, but not so simple to get around with the projectile he leaves behind after each jump. Combine that with Decoy Man's high contact damage and a copy of himself showing up to the later half of the battle, this quickly becomes a rough boss fight for sure. You have the blueprint for something truly special here. Present the player with an unusually short and unremarkable level that was obviously rushed, which then reveals the real level, which develops a thought-provoking story and subverts expectations at every turn. Problem is, the level topples its own potential by subverting all the wrong expectations. Talking about expectations such as tech boxes that are free of typos, custom sprites in a style that reads as Mega Man, screen transitions that are safe from any angle, and music that doesn't detract from the enjoyment with dreary dissonance. I'm talking about a learning curve that teaches the player to be suspicious before being blindsided. I'm talking about challenges that grow in difficulty and complexity, and that consist of more than a bunch of stationary enemies hanging out on the ground. Checkpoints, screen count, overall focus, and well-handled fake-out with Cutman are among the few things that meet my expectations. I do like the different varieties of medal, especially the cheeky token, and I like how the story is parceled out as a series of small challenges. Wish the story were worked into the boss fight, though. I think some dialogue and one final bait and switch of some sort would have tied the whole thing together nicely. Some things that are obvious should be more sneaky. For example, the concealed turrets that stand out like a sore thumb. And some things that are sneaky should be more obvious. For example, the fake floors that are utterly indistinguishable from normal floors. Theming could stand to be stronger. The plain foreground and background graphics don't seem particularly decoy-ish, and there's nothing really deceptive or surprising about the enemies that aren't disguised. I love what this level could have been, but it needs a lot of work to get there. Man, after that intentionally crap opening, I'm not gonna lie, I'm disappointed by this level. So much potential wasted. You had fake-out floors, disguised enemies, and the opportunity to really play with the player's expectations, which you didn't. Everything was rather predictable past the opening, which is sad. A few things I did rather like, as always. The rejig dev kit assets are nice to see. I actually love the fake floor enemy. It's a shame the 4-way Crystal Joe actually adds nothing to how you fight the enemy. He and the rejig cannon...
Oh, jeez. Suddenly raid.
Surfing Pichu! Hi, thanks for red. The rejig cannon never gets placed in positions where their alterations amount to anything. Sadly, the level is just really, really basic at its core and doesn't do much beyond the scope of intentionally crap opening, other than a few nifty new enemies.
It's been going good. It's we're going through some rather trying stages, of course, but that's part of the lore tiers.
There's also this weird backstory with spelling almost as bad as mine, and I eventually sort of zoned out by the final few signposts. They don't really add much. Also, the music had a bit too many high-pitched notes. The actual tune isn't bad, but the implementation is rather awful at times. I'm not sure what to make of Decoy Man himself. But his pattern is super basic, but he still puts out a challenge as he hits pretty hard, and his small hops don't give that much room to maneuver. I appreciate the hologram, even if said hologram firing out harmful projectiles is a tad weird. Still, the stage is better for having an original fight, and I burst out laughing when I saw him though, so I guess that counts for something. He has a very ROM hack quality all to his own. Good times.
Right. Is that going to be it for you right now, or? Alrighty. Well, I guess I'll play a little bit more of my own solo one thing here, so...
Good times. Alright.
I need to catch up on my own thing. And yes, I'm using a custom sprite I made myself here.
I'm not.
Wait, what are you still doing here? Wait!
And I guess that is my cue to get out of here. Bye, everyone!
There we go.